no disqualification and no time limit.
You know, Tony Schiavone, you and I have been friends for, 5-6 years? You've come to master this sport from your end. I am the master of this sport from my end. And you know what really irks a lot of people out there? If you know any history about Ric Flair, you know that the difference between me and just about everybody else is I was born with a golden spoon in my mouth. Nobody likes that. They might say Ric Flair's a good guy. It's the old adage that you like to hear somebody's doing pretty good, but you don't want to hear they're doing better than you. You see? And the bottom line is, my whole career, I've always done better than anybody else. Only because of one reason. I was born with a golden spoon. I inherited the ability. I inherited the money. I inherited the God-given best looks in the world today. And with this, I dress myself in Opus Suede. I dress myself in cashmere. Yeah. I dress myself in $100 pleated slacks. I dress myself in alligator shoes. I wear a $15,000 Rolex. I got Mercedes-Benz, Rolls-Royce, the biggest house on the biggest hill, on the biggest side of town. You know why I got all that? Because I was born with a golden spoon. And that took me to the World Heavyweight Wrestling Championship. Starrcade 87. Let me make something else very clear to you. Dusty Rhodes, Barry Windham, the Road Warriors, Ric Flair, and this time of free agency, don't think that we're not marketable people. Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, they go to the highest bidder. Now you figure that out, smarty. That means if I think I'm the best, then I must be working for the best and making the most. The same applies to Rhodes, the Warriors, Blanchard, Anderson, JJ, Luger. We work for the #1 operation. Jim Crockett, the Wrestling Network, Thanksgiving night, Starrcade 87. There's nothing else going on. The bottom line is, even these idiots over here know. They know that Jim Crockett, the Wrestling Network, is the best thing going. That's why they're here. Yeah, we don't care. We don't care. Chicago, Starrcade night. Garvin, you, my friend, have got to wrestle the man with the golden spoon. All the ability, all the looks. 4 times the world champion. 4 times. Limousines, bright lights, big cities, pretty ladies. 5 times the world champion. Woo.
Don't you dare.
We had, say what? A whole lot of superstars on this stage here tonight. But I want y'all to know one thing. This is my house. And when I say who's
word attack skills and vocabulary too. Comprehension of this edition is all brand new. You're through. I'm interplanetary and like Doctor Who. So who?
Fuck your beef, no relief. I step on stage, girls scream like I'm Keith.
Ring Time Pro Wrestling is back at it again. Keith is in the building all alone. Keshia had to work tonight, so it is I who is here for your Money in the Bank preview. Also, I will get you caught up on the wonderful week, or about week and a half of wrestling that has went on. Well, basically about a week since the NXT show, and we will get kind of caught up on everything. I'll gloss over Slammiversary. I'll talk about Raw, and I will get you set up for, of course, Money in the Bank. So without further ado, let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Ring Time Pro Wrestling is brought to you today by Audible. Get your free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial. www.audible.com/ringtimepro-wrestling. The link is in the show notes. So if you are downloading the show, if you scroll to the bottom, you should see a link. Click on that. It gets you all started. Gets you a free audiobook download. Audible has a free range of books for bestsellers to history books. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're looking for. They probably have the audiobook for it. A lot of times it's read by the author, just like, let's say, Tina Fey's Bossy Pants or Aisha Tyler's Self-Inflicted Wounds. And, check it out and enjoy. But yeah, let's get started. Let's rock and roll. Last week we had NXT Takeover, The End. It was a small takeover show. We had about 5 matches. We were down at Full Sail for the first time in a long time for a takeover show, which was good. And we had a debut, which was nice. So let's go down the card. Andrade, Cien, Almas defeated Ty Dillinger in the takeover to open up the show. Very good match, very solid. Now it's kind of funny because when you have a debut, that guy usually wins, especially at takeover. But they kept you in the idea that Dillinger could have won, and probably if not for a mistake here or there and a miscalculation, I think he could have had it, but he didn't, and we're here where we are. But I expect big things for both young men in the future. WWE is reaching all over the world, man. I think with their now opening up to the luchadors and going over to Mexico, they're reaching over to Japan. They're kind of cornering the market. And they are trying to find the best young talent, regardless of size. They don't have to fit a certain physique or mold as they used to. They're kind of going away. I'm not gonna say they're going away from the monster guys, but I think they're working more on ring technicians now. At least that's like from the signings. That's what it looks like. There's still some huge guys down there at NXT. Some guys haven't debuted yet. And we'll see how it all pans out. I mean, the beauty of having 2 full rosters going for 2 different shows, they're going to have time to experiment and still going to have to restock NXT. So I'm very excited about the future. The tag team title match, the Revival pulled an upset and defeated American Alpha. Now, generally with NXT, I go against the 2-time champion, right? Generally what has been happening, champion loses the belt. Champion loses rematch. Might even lose a second rematch. Then they move on. They don't necessarily go right to the main roster. They might have a few tune-up matches and hang around for another takeover show before they go on. And then they go to the main roster. I thought that was going to happen with Revival. I really didn't think that they were going to sit there and win the belts again. Now, this could be because American Alpha might be the next ones to go to the main roster. I think they're the hotter commodity, but I thought they were going to spend a little bit more time in NXT as champs. And to be fair, they can win these belts back from Revival. That division is white hot right now. They're bringing in new teams. They're establishing new teams in NXT. So I think the thing is, I think maybe they want to leave the division a little more established before they start pulling another team out, right? Enzo and Cass are gone. They're on the main roster. The Vaudvillians are on the main roster right now. So I think right now maybe they want to get another team down there that's hot, that everybody's familiar with. Blake and Murphy are kind of just coming back in the mix. Not sure if they're going to stick together or not. I like the tag teams that are down there, though. They got a lot of old school feel. American Alpha has more of, not really the old school feel. They have, that Shelton Benjamin, Charlie Haas kind of thing going on. The amateur wrestlers, which I guess still is an old school thing. If you reach back to the Varsity Club, you reach back to the Steiners. So they have that identity. The Revival, their identity is more of a horseman-like thing for me. They're more of an Arn and Tully to me. Like if I'm just comparing Just where I say Blake and Murphy used to remind me of the Midnight Express. And then also, hey man, two monsters showed up and attacked American Alpha at the end of the match. And they were brought in by Precious Paul Ellering. Man, what? The manager of LOD, the manager of the Road Warriors, Precious Paul Ellering. When you bring in a Hall of Fame manager, man. Now, there's something I'm going to write up about managers that's coming on ringtimeprowrestling.com that you should look for in the next few days. Because I think one of the things that the game is missing is managers, right? But they can't just flood managers into the roster. And also, the new managers are going to have to learn how to be managers. Unfortunately, they don't really have the greatest relationship with Jim Cornette. But I would still reach out to Jim. See if Jim wants to live in Florida for a little bit. Pay him a nice salary and have him train some managers down at NXT. But you got Paul Ellering right now. I would identify young managing talent and let them learn from Paul Ellering. Watch him with his current crop of guys. And then you introduce another tag team with a new manager and start working that way. I would do that with a lot of people. With the women on the main roster, like Lana could learn a lot from like a Missy Hyatt. Like I would pay Missy Hyatt a good sum of money to come down and work with my ladies who are going to accompany men to the ring and how to be reasonable distractions, how to figure out ways to interfere with the match, turn things. Everybody has a style, everybody has a personality. Something that you can have, because when you have a woman, you have versatile things you can work with. They can use a heel. They can use, Missy was good for having a loaded Gucci bag. Something, right? Also, if you have a wrestler who is a woman, show a lot of tips to Sherry Martel. Sherry never shied away from getting involved. And she never shied away from physically getting involved. And hey, maybe she had to lay somebody out. Maybe she had to drop an elbow. Whatever it took. Nicola Roberts, Baby Doll, she's still around. Holla at her. Have her work with these ladies. This was a white hot era, and you can learn a lot. And the thing is, nobody has seen that kind of manager in so long. It'd be a breath of fresh air. For the old schoolers like myself, we love it. For the new school people, y'all ain't never seen it, so it'd be a fresh thing. You know what I mean? Something they should look into. But, like I said, very rare that I ever see a repeat champion in NXT. So, shouts out to the Revival. I expect big things from everybody involved down there. Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Austin Aries in their singles match. Very good match. I would like to see this feud continue. I saw some missed spots, and I saw some things where they could have tightened this match up. You can tell they probably haven't done this match. A lot of times when they have a pay-per-view, when they tour, they do certain matches on tour. And, they might do it in a tag team and hide it in a tag team, or they may actually do the match when they go out. That's the purpose of house shows. And house shows are like for comedians, speaking just from my comedy background, it's like an open mic night, right? Or a night where you go work out. So you work out the material, you figure out what works and what doesn't work. That way when you get to the big show, you don't do those things. And I think they hadn't really worked out their kinks. Also, I think they're both getting used to the WWE ring dimensions. And that's the thing. I noticed it with AJ Styles when he first popped up on the main. It was kind of like, his time was a little bit off. But he had Jericho to work with. And Jericho was a 20-year vet. Well, 25-year vet, actually. And has been in WWE for like the last 16 years. So he had that timing down. He can work with him to show him, like, this is where you need to be. By the time he went on to Roman Reigns, he was ready and knew where he needed to be. I think with both of those guys learning, it was a little. You can see some of the, but because both of them are seasoned vets and both of them have been around the world, it worked out. And it's kind of crazy that those two have never really crossed paths, even though they both have been everywhere, right? But it was awesome for it to happen in WWE and NXT. And it was great to see them do their thing. And like I said, I would like to see this go on and happen one or two more times, possibly with a number one contendership in the mix. And maybe one of them go on for the title. The thing is, both of them have main roster all over them. Like, it's kind of funny. With the tag team division in NXT, I can see where the guys could use some work, and it's going to be a while. But with the singles division, you got like 5 stars that's like, I'm trying to figure out how long they're going to be there. Samoa Joe, how long is he going to be there, man? How long is Finn Balor going to be there? How long is, which I don't think Finn's time is long. I don't think Finn's time is long. Honestly, I don't think Joe's time is long. But you got to wonder, like, these guys have main roster all over them. For those who don't know, Bobby Roode has made his debut in NXT and has been working around. How long is he going to last in NXT? Eric Young, how long is he going to last in NXT? I mean, these are guys who I think have main rostered all over them, especially the guys from TNA. Like, sight unseen, I think TNA is a little underrated, especially those guys from that era, right? If you were talking about current TNA talent, notwithstanding the Hardys, Drew Galloway, Bobby Lashley, you know, those guys who've been on that stage, yeah, I think they would need to polish in NXT. But Joe, Rude, and those guys, they were a part of like the golden era of TNA. I'm talking TNA on Spike TV, TNA that actually sold pay-per-views, TNA that sold tickets at house shows. You know what I mean? Guys who had been in the ring with like Kurt Angle and Booker T. Like, I think they have a better understanding of what's going on and how to perform in a ring. Next up, we have Nia Jax and Asuka for the NXT Women's title. Asuka defeats Nia Jax. It's Nia Jax's second time coming up short for the NXT Women's title, but also her second time in a very strong performance in a title match at the Takeover event. I think it's just a matter of time for Nia Jax. I think she has it all. Nice style. She's very pretty, and she's different. And I think she's unlike anything that division has ever seen. I think if you're trying to draw a parallel, she is what they hoped Karma would be, where she has that physically opposing thing, and it's a power dynamic, and the other wrestlers are going to have to figure out ways to overcome it. I thought she looked very strong in the loss. I thought Asuka made it out, very strong also. And there's a thing, like, Asuka is a combat specialist. She's rapid fire. She is stiff. She is very believable. Like, it's not many holes in her game. Like, when you watch her, it's like, I know wrestling's not necessarily a shoot, but at the same time, I watch her and I feel like what's going on out there is legit combat, if that's the best way to put it. I don't like to use the terms real and fake, because a lot of it, what happens out there is very real. It's just in context of a script. But yeah, Asuka handles her business out there. Main event, Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe. What more can I say? Potential match of the night. These two have incredible chemistry. You had an idea and a belief that Balor was going to come out with the belt, but to me, that's my mark of a good match. If anybody asks me what do I think makes a good match, it is the belief until the end that both competitors have a chance at winning, right? At the end of the day, you got a very solid show. I think it was worthy of the billing. I thought there was very good commentary by Phillips and Corey Graves, and all in all, I would love to see more. I've watched this show probably twice this week. Once the first time for the initial, just watch. The second time to watch was for this show and commentary, and I was thoroughly impressed both times. Like, it didn't fall off watching it the second time around. A lot of times when I watch these shows the second time around for analysis, it falls off a little bit, and that didn't happen with this takeover show. So with that, we're going to head into our first break, and we'll come back. We'll talk a little Raw, and we will probably talk a little bit of wrestling news and things of that nature. And, of course, we'll do the birthdays, and then we'll follow with our final segment, our Money in the Bank preview. So stick around and enjoy. Pete.
This scene is a pivotal moment in your friendship with Bubba the Love Sponge. You're getting ready to bone Bubba the Love Sponge's wife while he secretly videotapes it.
Got it. Okay, who's doing Bubba?
You'll be reading with James Vanderbeek.
Yo, guys.
Does he look anything like Bubba the Love Sponge?
No, not at all. But he is from the 90s.
Awesome.
Rad.
Cena, screen test, take one.
Brother, is that a camera on the ceiling, brother?
Nah, brother, that's a sprinkler system. Want you to be safe, brother, in case there's a fire.
Well, when you put it like that, dude, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. I got all the Hulkamaniacs around the world and the biggest arms on the planet. And Hulk Hogan is most certainly gonna bring the fire. Now, where's your lady friend?
Oh, can we bring in Rosie Perez?
Oh, finally! I've been waiting for like an hour. There's no water, no nothing. What's he doing here? He ain't from the 90s.
That is true, but all the actors from Blossom are in prison for tax fraud or huffing household cleaners. Just keep rolling.
All right. What's the matter with you, Hulkster? Afraid you can't handle me?
Let me tell you something, sister, brother. You're gonna feel the tender embrace of Hulkamania. I've been hanging and banging all week just to make sure you have Hulkasm after Hulkasm after Hulkasm after Hulkasm. Mark this day on your calendar, because tonight, in front of the sold-out privacy of this here bedroom, you will be reborn as a Hulkasexual. What you gonna do when the 24-inch pythons run wild on you?
Man, Ring Time is back as special treat. Thought I wasn't going to have Keshia for the show. Then boom, bam, surprise. Keshia's here.
I'm here.
So, for the second and third segment, Keshia will be around, so we go talk about Raw. So we'll get right into it. Kesh, what was your impressions of the show Monday night?
Impressive. I wouldn't say exciting, but I am thoroughly intrigued a little bit. I still have a few questions about life right now, because it's like, it's some holes that need to be filled as far as, Sunday coming up with Money in the Bank. So I don't know. I mean, Raw was okay for the most part, but it's just, I still have some issues.
Yeah, I don't know if it had that go home show feel to it, but I thought it told good stories. I thought they created a little bit of intrigue. I like the New Day opening up the show with Enzo and Cass.
Absolutely.
I thought the clowning of Kofi and those Steph Currys was crazy. Man, here's one thing about the New Day. The New Day, if anything, they're topical, right? Like, they make sure they cover the issues that are going on in the world. And hey, man, they know about the roasting that's going on about them new Steph Currys, which, hey, those shoes are going to be the hit of the nurse's station. That's all I'm telling you.
People have been taking them shoes out.
They are the doctor's office 2000s.
Yes,
I'm telling you, like, it is. They are kicking it.
Man, when they said those boys was the airbag shuffleboard 12s, I was
Oh man, I've seen so many different comments about them shoes. I've seen so many things said about those shoes. It's ridiculous. I mean, oh man.
Like when they do like the all black and they have like the red trim and stuff like that, they don't look bad. But their all white versions look like some old like orthopedic, like they look real comfortable. Like those are like some shoes that you need to wear if you about to work all day. Like, if you about to eat all day, yeah. Like those are the shoes. Those are like the retail 12s. I don't know. Like it's just like you just keep coming with jokes, and it's like none of them are bad. Like it's like wow, these shoes are terrible. But the funny thing is, Kofi might have been the best commercial for them shoes because he was putting in work on Raw in them Currys. Like stuff he was doing, I was like, yeah, those shoes might be some good athletic shoes.
Exactly. Like it's funny how something that started off as a joke actually could possibly be like the best commercial ever, and I like was applauding because I was like, do you know that these shoes could actually be just flying off the shelves just because of something like this? Like, it's crazy. Because those shoes are terrible. But, I mean, to see them on Kofi's feet and see how he moves in them and all that, you know, I honestly could be that person that could be like, yeah, you know, might have to, I'm telling you, they're going to be the ultimate workout shoes eventually. Like, somebody, you're going to see them in the gym and like, the most random places. Like, they're going to be at your local grocery store just chilling. Like, hey, what are you doing this weekend, Jim? Yeah, those are the shoes for that. Like, I can't. I'm sorry. It's too funny to me.
So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, that went down, and I thought Enzo and Cass came in, they had their spill, and then, and it's kind of funny when Enzo comes into the ring, because they just did this roasted on Kofi, and I'm like, so they roast his shoes, and then the dude with the illest shoe game in the WWE, this side of Shane McMahon, because only, you know, Shane wears the Jordan 1s, which I like, but Enzo always got a crispy pair of J's. Like, he goes different. I remember he wore the Flu Game shoes. Like, he just be, whatever the new ones come out, it's like he there. So, hey, if I was making a WWE salary, yeah, I have them all too. Sorry.
All right.
I mean, I buy a lot of J's on my 9-to-5er salary. So I can imagine what I would be like if I had like WWE money. Especially if I probably could call Nike and say, hey man, I'm about to wear these on TV. Can you get me some?
Right.
Right? So,
I'm pretty sure they'll send a free pair just off top.
Yeah.
Nice, crisp, free.
Hey man, I need an agent. That's
right.
I need an agent, I'm telling you, and we get Ring Time Pro Wrestling, some kind of Nike deal. I think we'd be in there, Keish. I think we'd be in there. But that's neither here nor there, right? I thought they were about to do the roast battle, which would have been epic. But then the Vaudvillians, I will tell you right now, they are a perfect heel tag team. You know why? Because I don't like them for real.
Yeah, right.
Like, I legitly can't stand them.
Right.
And I don't know if it's built like that, but man, if they mess up another good segment, just like we was about to get the epic Stephanie McMahon dance off.
Right.
They
had to come out. Keith, I'm with you on that. I am. I'm so with you on that. I can't stand them. Like, it's not like I can't stand them, like, oh, but maybe if they became a face, you know, I'll probably like them. No, it's like that. I can't stand them to where even if they turn face like tomorrow, I probably still can't stand them. I would
never like them.
Yeah.
I would never like them. Also, don't like the Vaudeville era. The whole, like, anybody who likes to reach back in time is not a friend of mine. Sorry.
Right.
Especially if you try to go. If you think life before like 1940 is very good, we can't fuck around. You know what I'm saying? Sorry.
Right.
The says no. If you want to go back for bygone era and it is before 1970, we can't be friends. Right. You think about the world a whole lot differently than I think about the world. You know what I'm saying? 1980 is really my limit. You know what I mean?
And it's funny. It's funny because, like, oh my God, that was such a great decade for who? Who are you talking about? So who was such a great decade? Sit down. Get out my face. Just unfriend me. I'm blocking you. It's over with. I'm done. Like, no. Because you're right.
It's one of those things. Keisha, I could be on Doctor Who because I can't fuck with a time machine. Well, you know, I could be on Doctor Who. You know why I could be on Doctor Who? Because he travels space and time. All my trips before 1980 don't involve planet Earth. Like,
right.
We going back to like 1960. Cool. We'll go to 1960 Mars. I'll see what's fucking around up there. I'm not doing the 1960s Earth. Kiss my ass. Just like there was an episode with Martha Jones where they go back to like the 1500s, and she like, "Hey, are we sure ain't nobody gonna try to sell me?"
Right.
That's some shit that I don't want to live through. You know what I mean? Like but white people, oh man, they love that back in time shit.
Right.
I'm just saying you should be a little bit more sensitive.
The roaring 20s and the 30s and 40s.
Like the vaudeville era is like early 1900s. You know what I mean? Like that's like the silent movie era.
Right.
No, man. That's like Birth of a Nation time. Kiss my ass.
All right. You know, it's like right after slavery, but just before Jim Crow. Like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Bye. Like, sorry. I, as a black person, actually have to think about these things. You don't understand it, but I do. Thank you. Like,
But that's my
hey, I understand the trust. And it's like, it's funny seeing them come out like week after week because you just feel that, you know, total disdain in your soul. You're just kind of like, no. Like, part of me really just wants to turn it off or, like, fast forward or, like, change channel or just something to where I don't have to see them. Because I'm like, y'all need to do a character change. You know, I'm going to send an email. I'm going to send an email or something. You need to do a character change for them. Like, yeah, I need them to be monetized quick because I can't deal. I just can't. Ugh. And they're bad. It is, okay, I'm done. Let's get back to the show.
Yeah. Okay. But Bullet Club looks strong. They defeated the Vaudvillians. Not the Vaudvillians. Them and the Vaudvillians defeated New Day, Enzo and Cass. Really, it was the Bullet Club standing strong. We had a Shield reunion, kind of. Yeah, that's a great word for it. Kind of. Reigns and Rollins joined the Ambrose Asylum. And Dean kind of let them two know it ain't all about y'all. And if one of y'all so happens to win the title and I win Money in the Bank, I'm cashing in on you bastards. And he was the last man. It's kind of funny because I was watching with my daughter and Liam was like, "Daddy, why did Dean Ambrose do that to Roman Reigns?" I was like, suckers gotta know. You know what I mean? Like, she was legitimately like a little peeved, like, dang, ain't that his friend?
I love Lynn. I love Lynn.
I had to explain to her, hey man, business is business, bro. Like, it come a time where like friends, all that friend stuff got to go to the side.
But how do you explain that to a 9-year-old? Like, how do you tell her, like, look,
hey man, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? Daddy would DDT y'all for Marcus if it came down to it.
This is not how you teach life lessons.
It's about that bread.
This is not how you teach life lessons. Oh no, this girl is gonna be scarred for life. You gonna be scarred for life.
Hey man, sometimes you gotta take your friend to the back. It is what it is.
Hey, sometimes, man, it depends. And the name of business. Sorry.
Right. Shout out to Sami Zayn. Winning it match on Raw.
Right. I know, right? The excitement in it all. It's like, yes! Yes, Lord! That just lets you know that stuff happens. Not necessarily a miracle. I wouldn't call it a miracle. It's not necessarily a miracle. It's not that serious. But yeah, it was awesome. I was excited.
The move that he did to finish the match, I was like, whoa, okay.
Right.
This Money in the Bank match is probably going to be very, very interesting. But we'll get to it. Kevin Owens and Alberto Del Rio have issues, which I think could spill out into a feud after Money in the Bank. If one of those guys feel like the other one cost them Money in the Bank, it turns into a feud. The only problem is, I don't know if the WWE is ready for a Kevin Owens face turn. Because that's what's going to happen, right? Mm-hmm. Like, the crowd clearly will be behind Kevin Owens because Del Rio just don't have the juice right now. I don't know what it is. Like, he was so hot after beating Cena. Right. And then it was just like, it really wasn't hot. I was just like, I think he had a hot moment, but then it didn't turn. He debuted with Zeb Culture, which I thought was weird. They tried to make him a heel after beating Cena, which their logic is that Cena is a babyface. My logic is the fans are behind anybody who beats Cena. So you need to take that momentum. You know what I'm saying? But see, they would do that with like AJ Styles. Like they made him like kind of like the heel behind Reigns. And it's kind of like, no, the face is anybody who beats Roman Reigns because they hate Roman Reigns. But
exactly,
I get it. The WWE is very stubborn versus what the fans like and want to see. And that has, that's been a problem for them, for a while. But, yeah, they defeat the Lucha Dragons. Because Lucha Dragons almost had a spot in the Money in the Bank. It would have been nice to have one of them in the Money in the Bank. But we don't have the spot guy this year. That's fine.
No, we don't actually. We really don't. Because usually their spot guy is like Kofi. But Kofi's with the New Day doing his own thing. And, they just didn't insert anybody else in their spot. It's just like, hey, And I'm actually kind of shocked by that. I have to honestly say. But, I think it might be make it for a better match, personally. Because I feel like the spot guy at times is just like jumping all over the place. Like, just literally jumping all over the place. And just creating high levels of distraction. So, it might not be necessary.
But yeah, that's how that's going to go down. Other notes from Raw. I like how the show ended. Where everybody's trying to get to the briefcase. I mean, the Jericho Ambrose match finished, which I liked. Like they found a way to complete the match with everybody at ringside. And there really wasn't no interference in the match itself.
Right.
And once that was over, everybody was like, "Oh, it's go time now, right?"
Right.
Like now it's time to go ahead and start whooping some ass, right?
Right.
And that's what happened. And you found yourself with where everybody was distracted. Jericho went and got that briefcase. And you know how I feel about Jericho and the briefcase. And we'll explain that later in the show. But I have long said I felt like not just because he's the creator of the match, but just because of how he comes in and out of the WWE, I think he'd be an interesting person to handle that briefcase.
Exactly. Why wouldn't he be?
Yeah. So generally right now we would take a break and come back. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go because I want to leave Money in the Bank by itself. If that's fair, right?
That's fair.
We'll break after this, and then we'll hit Money in the Bank by itself. So we will hit birthdays, which I don't think we've hit birthdays in a while.
No,
right?
but it's nice to celebrate birthdays.
And a lot of fun birthdays have passed since the last time we've done birthdays. But it is the middle of June. Also, very funny. Like when we do these shows, I don't realize how far along we've came in the year, right?
No, not until you actually think about it and you're like, man, for real?
2016 is halfway over.
It is.
I'm just getting used to it being 2016.
You just got started writing 2016 on stuff, Keith?
Barely. I mean, fortunately, a lot of things automatically date themselves that I deal with, and all I got to do is, fill it out. But if I had to, like if I was in school still, oh, bruh, the struggle is real. I don't even get fully used to my birthday till after about 6 months. Like, when, like now, I'm 36, I'll be 37 in about 3 months. I'm going to keep telling people I'm 36 until, like, January.
You have it.
Then I fully, like, get into, like, oh, no, I'm 37, right? Like, that's how it works. Like, I legitimately don't get used to the fact that, hey, I got a year older.
Right.
So, like, when the year change, I legitimately sometimes don't really take it all in. Like I said, I looked up. Shit, we 6 months deep. And that 6 months is almost over.
Exactly.
So, yeah. But, let's take it here. Yesterday would have been like the 15th. Well, yeah, yesterday would have been the 15th. And Scott Norton celebrated a birthday. Candyman Brad Armstrong from the illustrious Armstrong family. Bailey celebrated a birthday. Awesome, man. Awesome. Bailey turned 27. So young. So much time. So, yeah, she got a lot going on. She gonna be around for a while. Today is the 16th. That means the Sandman is celebrating the birthday. ECW superstar. The late great Ultimate Warrior birthday is today. So send a shout out to Ultimate Warrior. No birthdays until the 18th, which is Saturday, and that would be the late great Bruiser Brody. Brody would have been 70. How old am I? Shit. So, Brody, I mean, but then again, Brody broke in the 70s. You know what I mean? So it makes sense.
Right.
But it's like, wow, Brody would have been 70. Here's the thing. In my mind, the 70s were only like 20 years ago. And I know that sounds stupid to a lot of you people. But because I'm perpetually stuck in like the 1990s. So in my mind, the 70s are like 20 years ago. And they weren't. They were like 40 years ago.
Right.
Do you realize people born in like 1995 get drink?
Yeah, see, I'm still getting used to that because, like, when you say, like...
1995. I'm just saying.
Like, when you say, like, 15 years ago, I'm not gonna lie, I started thinking back into, like, the 90s somewhere because I'm a little stuck in the 2000s. So it's kind of like, they're like, because it's like, oh, yeah, that was, like, 16 years ago. What was 16 years ago? 2000? No, that wasn't. For real? Damn. Like, I'm still stuck. Because you don't know. People like, yeah, so 10 years ago. And I'll be like, oh, you mean in 1996? And it's like, no, that wasn't 10 years ago. Mm-mm. Yeah. I still have to get used to that, too. So, trust me, you're not the only one that's in that. Mm-mm. You'd be like, what? No, it ain't been that damn long, has it? Damn. How old are you?
Yeah.
No.
Look at how long it is. All right. Around the time I started college, those kids are in college now. Just saying. All right. And that's another thing, too. Like, I was just at Publix the other day, right? Just randomly at Publix, and a young lady asked, "Hey, how old you got to be to open a bank account?" I was thinking like, "Oh, she gonna open a bank account for her son," and she said it was like 18. She was like, "Cool, I will be 18 in like 3 months, something like that." I looked at her and said, "Dang, I just felt like creepy old guy."
All right. Trust me, like, okay, so, because that's how you think when you see kids out. So well, I can't call them kids because they're adults. So it's kind of like, damn. Like, how old are you? Shit. What year were you born in? Man, don't talk to me. Just don't talk to me.
I knew I was old when I called a dude young man. I knew right then and there I done got old. I'm out here calling folks young man. I'm like, excuse me, young man. That right there is the number one sign that you have crossed over. When you start looking at people like, excuse me, young man. Yep,
and
that's it.
And it's so automatic, and it's not. You don't even hear it yourself until you actually like think about it, and be like, "Wait, did I just come up here? Yeah, let me go over here somewhere." It's automatic. It's funny to me. I find it hilarious, but it's hilarious until you actually start to think about like where you're at in life and realize that you're actually this old. Because it's just like, no, that didn't happen. That's not happening. So, of course, for those of you that don't know, me and Keith have an 8-year age difference. But like, I reached the 10-year mark of graduating high school last year. So like, I people that were freshmen in college when I was graduating college have graduated college. So like, yeah, years are passing and they're just kind of flying. And it's like, no, I need that to slow down a little bit. Not ready for this. I'm just getting used to being an adult. I don't know about that. I don't know about you, Keith, but I'm definitely just getting used to being an adult. Like, I'm itching into it slowly. I'm not ready for it, though. I don't know about that. I don't like this adult stuff. Little too much for me. I don't see how people want it. And I hear kids all the time, "Oh, I can't wait till I grow up." Yeah, you can. You need to. Not gonna wait. Wait it out. Trust. So.
So, while we're here, let's talk WWE Cruiserweight Tournament. 32 entrants have been officially announced for the Cruiserweight Tournament.
Yes. Sorry.
And it's an interesting list. So I went down the line, right? And I'm starting to look at the list. And there are a lot of, I'm going to give you some notable names. And one thing the WWE is using is their relationship with Evolve. Gabe Sapolsky is helping them out a lot. And I think Evolve is a very interesting relationship. But I'm going to tell you why. Because a lot of guys wrestle in Evolve. And if I was TNA, this is one thing I would stop. People like Drew Galloway and EC3 would not wrestle at Evolve. And I'm going to tell you why.
What?
Because they have a working deal with the WWE. They have a working relationship with the WWE, right?
Right.
Now, they've let both of those talents go at one point. But one thing I don't need is Triple H, Director of Talent Operations, hanging around because he's always at the Evolve shows, watching my talent get better and improve on my dime. And then, when it's all said and done, he coming off from a contract. Like, hey, man, where your deal up over at TNA?
Right.
Also, hell, he can afford a buyout because I'm sure your deal at TNA ain't that expensive right now because we're about to get into some trouble that's going on at TNA. So, I know you ain't making that much money where they can't be like, hey, man, what's the buyout of your contract?
Exactly.
So, I'm just saying, very interested what's going on, right? But yeah, they could work at Evolve. Chris Hero, guy that got released from WWE, he works at Evolve all the time. If they want to bring it back, they got tapped right into it. But this gives them access to a lot of cruiserweights because a lot of cruiserweights come over from around the world and work with Evolve.
Right.
And that's what they use it as a prepper and as a qualifier and all that stuff to get guys in. But I'm going down some notable names. Koto Ibushi is in the Cruiserweight Classic. I think this is a big get, right?
Right.
WWE is trying to expand it to Japan. They try to up their Japanese presence. The Golden Star himself has dazzled crowds around the world. He has won the New Japan Junior Heavyweight Championship on 3 different occasions. He's competed against the likes of AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. I mean, he has a name, and people know who he is. And I think it's amazing. They got him with the Super Juniors going on and Best of Super Juniors going on. Because that's the thing. New Japan has a bunch of junior tournaments going on now. Like the Super Juniors the Best of Super Juniors just ended. But the Super J Classic, they brought that back. And that's going to happen around the same time as the Cruiserweight Classic. So I know they'll compete for talent. Hence, Grand Metallic is also in our Cruiserweight Classic. Tajiri is going to compete.
Ooh.
Talk about an old school vet and a name that fans are familiar with. Zach Sabre Jr. This is one to watch from Great Britain. Check out his profile on WWE.com. He's very technical, very skilled, good high flyer, but also has that technical thing that goes on. Coming out of England, he has like that rough kind of style. He's wrestled in Pro Wrestling Noah. He's wrestled in PWG over here in the United States. And he's wrestled in a lot of organizations over in England. So that's my guy to watch, Zach Sabre Jr. Right? I don't mark that one down. Koto, of course. Cedric Alexander of Ring of Honor fame is in here.
Ooh.
Be on the lookout for him. Rich Swann is a guy I've been watching for a long time over in Evolve. He wrestled in Dragon Gate. This might be his time. Tyson Dukes, be on the lookout for him. Drew Gulak, be on the lookout for him. Brian Kendrick is in the tournament.
Ooh.
Brian's been working as a trainer a lot down at NXT, and he is going to, so it's somebody to watch. Johnny Gargano is in the tournament, as well as Tommaso Ciampa, who I don't know if he qualifies as a cruiserweight, but hey, he's in the tournament.
Right.
So look on out for them, because those are NXT talents that I'm sure they're trying to push along. Other than that, I'm trying to find some more. Davari will be in the tournament. Davari ain't been around in a minute. Davari gonna be in the tournament.
This is shocking to me.
Yeah, so I want to get past the first round and see how it works out. But it is, yeah.
Sounds like this is gonna be seriously intense.
Yeah, I think it will be. I think they will have some intense matches. In sad news, former lead singer of DX, the band that sung the DX theme song, Chris Warren, passed away.
That's awful.
He was 42 years old. A lot of people pouring out condolences. He was, "Are you ready?"
You're right.
So, that voice is gone. On brighter news, Gail Kim is going to be inducted in the TNA Hall of Fame.
Yay!
Hall of Fame. Gail Kim will be inducted. I'm happy for Gail. She's one of my favorite wrestlers. I think it's a good look. I think she is very, very instrumental in keeping that division, that Knockouts division, solid over at TNA. She is definitely a missed opportunity. man, the WWE dropped the ball with Gail Kim. And the reason they dropped the ball with Gail Kim is because it was like she was too early for her time. If she would have been in WWE now, man, Keish, I don't know what it would be like, right? I have no idea what to expect from Gail Kim if she was in the WWE as it currently exists. But, whew,
it's all good. I think she, yeah.
I think she now, you know what I mean, has found a home. She has done some incredible matches over at TNA though. That last woman standing match, whew.
The greatest thing I've ever seen. Well, one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Personally.
Which is something WWE should look into. Honestly.
Yeah.
I think, but as a publicly traded company, they're probably scared to present women with that level of brutality. So, my argument would be is that this is a violent thing that we are presenting, and we believe in equal opportunity, and we believe that women should be allowed to be as equally as violent as men.
Well, at least they stop presenting them as like models that get in the ring and toss each other around. I mean, it was just.
I think what they're going to have to do is keep the current presentation up for a while before they move that far over, right?
Right.
Because if they're far enough removed from the model stage, it would seem a little bit more exploitative. Whereas if that's just what they were doing right now, you know what I mean? It'd be a little bit different. With that being said, TNA is in a weird situation, Keish. And I'm gonna say this: if a nuclear holocaust happens tomorrow, the only thing that's gonna be around is the roaches and TNA. They survive so much crap, but they keep surviving. So, as we talked about last show, you know, Dixie done lost some of the control. Aerolex Marketing, they've kind of got some of that control of the company because TNA couldn't pay what they needed to pay. Billy Corgan now has some control in the company because he had to pony up some money to keep the lights on.
Right.
Slammiversary almost didn't happen.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give you something. Dave Broadhead, who's the business head of TNA, he wrote on Facebook last week that he had to make about 80 calls to attorneys, accountants, vendors, bankers, employees. He says it's about time for him to retire, but he got to make sure TNA is in a good place.
Are they really like that bad?
This was just him venting on Facebook, but because he's somebody in charge, this ain't just rumors. This is him talking on Facebook.
Man.
But they didn't almost have enough money to do the TV tapings. They were gonna tape like they're taping Monday through Wednesday for the next few weeks, but they were gonna tape like Monday through Friday and then have like 5 weeks of tape in the bank. But no, they're like maybe even 10 weeks. But now they're like, we're gonna do these, then we have to just spend some more. It's cheaper now, but we got to spend more money down the line and bring the talent back to do the tapings. But apparently TNA has some loans to Aerolex who need to be paid back, and since how they run production, they control all the equipment, and Corgan had to pay them off. Like Slammiversary almost didn't happen. Like, there's another little bit about production. The WWE owns all their stuff, right?
Right.
Like those 18 trucks that pull up at Raw and do all the stuff, that's all of them. And they pay a heavy freight to have all those people travel around the country. But they got $100-some-odd million TV contract that takes care of that. TNA ain't got that kind of TV deal, one. Two, if their TV deal isn't paying them anything right now. Two, they don't have the infrastructure as a company. So what they do is they contract it out. Also, ain't that many production trucks coming. It's probably like 2 or 3. But they contract it out. They show up. They do it for a set period of time in a set place. They pre-tape everything. That's why it's cheaper to pre-tape to go live, because live you have to have these people constantly moving and traveling. You got to pay for all of this.
Right.
Pre-tape, pay for the travel one time. We're going to do as many tapings as we can. We're going to get it done and get it out. Right?
Right.
That's what TNA does, and they're behind. This is not the first time they've been behind on their bills and been behind with paying production. There's been a lot of times where it's been rumored where, like, hey, people wasn't going to show up and they wasn't going to do this show because they behind on the checks.
That's crazy.
And it was behind on the checks to talent. But apparently that's kind of caught up. But now, I mean, like I said, Slammiversary almost didn't happen. And they're going to damage their relationship with Pop TV if they can't get these TV tapings out on time, because Pop TV needs content. That's what you have a TV deal for, is because I have a channel, I need to fill the time slot.
Right.
Right? It's kind of like, we run a website. We are content providers. That's what Ring Time Pro Wrestling is. We are internet content providers. If we do not produce new content, our show dies. Because people stop listening because they want the fresh content. Our website dies because people stop coming to the website because there's no fresh content. People need content. So networks need content because they need viewers to keep coming back. The viewers ain't going to keep coming back to watch the same old shit. So Pop TV got with TNA because they provide them fresh content. It's not a bunch of syndicated old TV shows. But now they could damage that relationship. They already damaged the relationship with Destination America. They damaged this relationship with Spike, which was their best hope of anything ever happening. And it just didn't work out. And Spike poured a lot of money into it. Spike paid people for TNA. Spike was paying Hogan. Spike paid Kurt Angle for a while. Spike paid Bischoff. You know what I mean? Like, they were there they were ponying up money to make sure that there was talent or there were people there. So, just understand. Because they wanted it to really succeed. And it didn't work out.
Right.
But to me, TNA has downgraded to like an indie promotion, but they're still there.
All right.
They're still there, Keith.
They're hanging on, man. I mean, they are hanging on.
But, yeah, besides the TV tapings, they're going to have to find the money to go to India soon, because they have a once-a-year obligation with Sony 6. And they'll pay some of the costs, but they're not going to pay all of it.
All right.
And trip to India for the talent and record, that's going to be very expensive. But they got to do it because they don't want to lose that deal over there in India, because it's one of the best revenue streams they have. It's almost kind of funny because they canceled the tapings once and they can't do it again. And one of their best revenue streams is overseas. Like, as not popular as they are here, they're very popular overseas.
That's crazy.
And something they may need to consider is trying to make sure that they get themselves out there overseas. And maybe even, I would say, primarily be an overseas company that sends content to America.
It is. I agree. I mean, what other choice do they have right now?
Well, with that being said, we are going to take a break and come back. And on the back end, we will preview Money in the Bank. So we will see you on the other side.
Money.
We have this. He's got that because my knee caved out from carrying this company on my back for the better part of last year. But one thing you haven't done is beat me. And at Money in the Bank, I'm gonna take back the title that I never lost on my own.
That's what you want. You want to be the man. You want to run around here and call yourself the man. You want the spotlight. You're going to have the spotlight on Sunday. because you're going to be on your own in the ring with me. And after Money in the Bank, they're not going to call me the guy because I'm the champ. They're going to call me the guy because I beat you.
Who's going to walk out WWE World Heavyweight Champion? Will it be Seth Rollins, the man who claims he never lost his championship? Or will it be Roman Reigns, the champ? Who's it going to be? Or what if I win the Money in the Bank contract? And whether it's you, or whether it's you, I cash in that same night and I walk out WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
It could happen.
Everybody, time for Money in the Bank preview. All right, just if you are unfamiliar, Money in the Bank is a concept created by Chris Jericho and some writers from Raw that happened at WrestleMania, I want to say 21, right? Basically, the concept is you hold up a briefcase, and that briefcase is a contract that you can redeem anytime, technically for any championship, but has always been used for the world title, and it can be redeemed at any time. 14 out of the 16 winners of the Money in the Bank. We've had 16 winners. 14 out of the 16 have cashed in successfully and won the title. Only ones not being successful were John Cena, who alerted the person that he was cashing in ahead of time and had the match scheduled, which that was successful for Rob Van Dam, to be fair. Rob Van Dam won it and scheduled a match against John Cena. Funny how John Cena is a very common tie that binds in Money in the Bank. But if you've been the world champion 15 times, Money in the Bank and you are getting very familiar.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But Rob Van Dam cashed in, let him know, hey, man, we're going to do it right here at ECW One Night Stand, and he beat him. Also, John Cena's first person ever been cashed in on by Edge. So, just understand, there's a common theme with Cena in this Money in the Bank. He was the first person to lose his cash-in match. Now, he also is credited with winning Money in the Bank once, but it really wasn't Money in the Bank. It was a WWE title match because they didn't have, instead of having a Money in the Bank match, they just put the titles up because I think it was when Daniel Bryan vacated the title. Also, there is the cash in for Damien Sandow, where he tried to cash in on John Cena and was unsuccessful because they make Damien Sandow look like a punk. And Damien Sandow has since been released, so it was pretty much a big waste of time anyway.
Right.
But
exactly.
Neither here nor there. Generally, something that was happening at WrestleMania. Then they decided to make a Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which I think is a bad idea, and I would have held it to the confines of WrestleMania. When the brand split was in effect, they had two separate Money in the Bank matches. Then after the brand split ended, they still had two separate matches. They had like a Rising Stars, and then they had like an All-Star Money in the Bank match, right? The All-Star match was one of the world champions. Rising Stars was dudes who we had known, not necessarily we had known, but hadn't had a chance to become a world champion. This year, it's all just a mixed bag. Everybody's in there. We have one match for one briefcase, and that briefcase will be out there. So let's get into the overall pay-per-view. So, we have two pre-show matches scheduled, I believe. And for the third pay-per-view in a row, Dolph Ziggler will take on Baron Corbin in a pre-show match.
Oh, Lord Jesus, help me.
Why? I don't know. Because after Extreme Rules should be a finalization of things. So if you have like an Extreme Rules match, or if you have like a no DQ or something like that, that's it.
Right.
Feud over. Y'all need to find something else to do. This ain't important enough to keep going. Who wins? Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin? Keisha picks Dolph Ziggler. You know why I picked Dolph Ziggler? Because I don't care.
Right. Exactly.
And if we're going to keep having this match, we need to change the result. Because other than that, it's just non-consequential.
Well, in my mind, I mean, I don't care enough to where I don't want them to change the result. I just want them to stop this completely. Just end it already. I can't, man. Like, really? No. And yet, it's going to happen regardless of what I think or what anybody else thinks. So, it is what it is. Who knows? Well, I don't know. I don't want to see that crap. Yeah.
Right. Now, in a better match that is going to be happening, Apollo Crews will take on Sheamus.
This is going to be interesting.
I think Sheamus will give Apollo Crews a good run.
Yeah.
But I think for the development of Apollo Crews, he probably should win. But he may not have to win the first time, right? Because this is something that probably is not going to end in one match.
Right.
And right now is the Turtles are out and they promote Bebop and Rocksteady. And I think Sheamus is, might be riding the wave of that. But because it's very weird, right? So Sheamus is a heel. But he's the star of a kids movie. Now, he's a bad guy in the kids movie, but he's in a kids movie. So how do you promote the heel in the kids movie?
That's a good question because it's a kids movie. So, I don't know. That's a little difficult for me to be trying to handle. I can't. That's a little ugly, though. That's just a little ugly. So, I don't know how you deal with it, personally. Besides, I ain't got no kids now. Yeah.
So, but, neither here nor there. I think they'll be, it'll be interesting. But I'm going to go with Crews because I want to go for the young upstart.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, I don't know, man. I got to be behind Crews. I do. And I have nothing against Sheamus or anything like that, but I think Apollo, it might do some good for him, Hopefully they do the right thing, for him in this match in its entirety. But, man, this is going to be interesting, though. I'm excited about it.
Yeah. Next match on our docket. And let's see. I'm kind of going all over the area here. The New Day will defend their tag team titles in a fatal four-way with the Vaudvillians, Enzo and Cass, and Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, better known as the Club or the Bullet Club. Why not? Let's call it Bullet Club. Who you got and why?
Ooh, Bullet Club. Yeah. Oh, God. It's funny. As much as I want to hate them, I don't. It's funny how these persons or person is a heel. I don't hate them. I'm excited about this. I think it's going to be them. Bullet Club all the way. Yes, I'm sorry. I don't even. It's funny. I'm being real biased right now because I don't even really care about everything else that you're supposed to care about in order to choose the winner of a match. Like, I'm choosing the Bullet Club just because of the simple mere fact that I actually do like them. Like, I'm sorry, I just can't. Today I get to be selfish and be very biased about this decision. So this will be one match I'm not impartial about. I'm sorry, I just can't.
Well, I think they work because they're cool heels.
Yes.
And
yes, they are.
People like cool heels. I think you have a familiarity with them because you watch them in New Japan. And I think they're a throwback too because they are, and I think we're getting back to our roots when it comes to tag team wrestling. These are your bruisers. Like, it's no real pretension with them. They're not about trying to do the next flippy move or nothing like that. It is literally in your face, smash mouth wrestling. So I think that's something that people can appreciate and understand. Like, they are physically intimidating. Like, you can watch them and be like, oh, wow, yes, I see how this happens.
Right. Exactly.
So, yeah. I mean, I definitely would have to go with them and say that. Plus, in this kind of match where everything is going to be scattered and chaos is going to ensue, I think chaos favors them. Right?
Really?
Like, I think chaos favors them. When things end up in a bad spot, this favors them. Now, where the New Day has numbers advantage, this is the problem with them being baby faces. And I tweeted this out on Twitter, like, I like them better as heels, and I think they're more functional as a 3-man team, but as heels, being baby faces, they don't really cheat with the 3-man advantage.
Right.
And you need to be... What's the point of having 3 people if you're not going to cheat?
Exactly, that's the point. That exactly is the point.
So, it's kind of like, I think they're at a handicap right now because of that. So, that's why I'm going to go with the Bullet Club in that match. Tag team women's match. Charlotte Dana Brooke will take on Natalya and Becky Lynch in a straight up tag team match. I think it's going to be interesting. I think Charlotte and Dana Brooke are a nice team. Dana Brooke is young, has made some mistakes. I think Natty and Becky Lynch, while they're friends, they have competing interests because I think they both want a shot at Charlotte for the world title.
They do. They do.
So, I'll be interested to see how that plays out in the course of a match.
I mean, what woman in her right mind wouldn't want to be champion? You know? Like, that's the biggest thing about it. No woman in their right mind would not want to be champion. Like, it just doesn't happen. So, you have to really wonder how does it play out when the time comes for her to really, like, I don't know. All I know is it's going to be a clash of the heads at some point, but not that night.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Because we're in a tag team match, there's no title implications really going down. Yeah, I think I'll go Becky Lynch and Natalya to win that match.
Right.
I think that's fair enough. Rusev will defend the United States title against Titus O'Neil. Rusev, not Dave Buffett. He attacked Titus on Monday night. I don't know if Titus is ready.
I'm sorry.
Also, we just gave Rusev the belt back. Like, we just started building Rusev back up. Are we doing that to put the belt on Titus? Do we build him up to feed him to Titus? Or is Titus learning? Is this part of his learning curve now?
I don't know, but I know he won't have that belt. That's what I do know. I know he won't be United States champion right now. That's what I do know.
Now, here's the thing. I don't know. Here's what I feel. I feel like Titus needs a lot of work in the ring. I think he's very talented. I think he has a very good look. I think he needs to work. I think they've had him do more promotional things, and they haven't really had him in the ring enough.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Rusev is a little bit more of a polished product. Now, I think he can learn from Rusev, but for him to learn, I think they're going to have a long program. Also, I think they're going to need a program. I think he needs a little bit more introduction to the fan base. Well, I'm speaking of Titus. A win over Rusev can get it done, but I would probably let him lose this first round and maybe beat Rusev at the next pay-per-view. Right? Or maybe even drag this to SummerSlam before he beats Rusev. But I would have him beat Rusev the first time around. But I need it to be a solid match. Like, I need it to be a very solid outing. Like, I need Rusev to be in doubt.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I don't even want Rusev to win with the accolade. Like, I think he needs to win with, like, you know, a kick to the face, like one of those desperation kicks, and then get the pinfall. Because the accolade to me shows dominance, and I don't want Titus to be dominated at the end of this either.
Exactly. Because you know it's going to happen. You know it's possibly going to happen. So, I don't know. I just don't want to see it.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's something I definitely would, I think, probably could happen. flip that over to AJ Styles versus John Cena. Match of the 21st century. Here's the thing. When I talk about TNA dropping the ball, AJ Styles should have been there, John Cena.
Right.
And should have never let him go. They should have built that company around AJ Styles.
They should.
That being said, he's here now in WWE. And they have a huge match. Yes, this match should be a WrestleMania match. Unfortunately, it is happening earlier.
Right.
That being said,
way earlier.
There will be no interference from the club, supposedly.
Supposedly.
Right.
Let's think about it.
Yeah.
So, supposedly that's not going to happen, but you know.
So, the question is, who is our winner?
AJ! Yay! I don't know.
AJ has had a good run with Jericho. He didn't really come out of that Roman Reigns thing on top. I think he needs to maybe beat Cena at least the first match, and then we can come back. Cena can beat him the second time around, and then we go rubber match, right? I think we can get 3 matches out of this. But I think AJ needs to win the first one.
Yeah.
Wait, Kevin Owens won the first. I think AJ needs to win the first one. And Cena's just fresh back off of injury. AJ been in the ring. Cena got the ring rust. I think I should be able to give it to AJ, and then Cena comes back next month at whatever crappy pay-per-view we have, and then SummerSlam we have a big blockbuster with both of them having wins under their belt.
Right.
So that's where I would like to go with that. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, WWE Heavyweight Championship.
Woo! Hard one for me, because I don't know, man. Like, of course, this is the match that I've been waiting for a very long time. I wouldn't say, like, too long, but long enough. And I still don't know who's going to win. Like, I really don't. Because I want to say Seth, but I don't know if I can say Seth right now. I don't. And I don't know why, but am I ready, Keith? Like, are we ready for this?
Okay, here's the thing. And I'm booking this match without... We're kind of skipping ahead, because we didn't book the Money in the Bank match yet.
No.
Here's the thing. I think Roman beats Seth. I think Roman beats Seth because I need a rematch with Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Now, it can become a triple threat with Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam with Roman, Brock, and Seth. But I need the rematch with Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, because Brock is confirmed for SummerSlam. So he'll fight at UFC 200, and he's confirmed for SummerSlam. Coincidentally, he's fighting a Samoan at UFC 200 with Mark Hunt.
Right.
I take Roman Reigns with that belt to SummerSlam, and let him have Brock and see what happens.
I mean, couldn't Steph take the belt from Roman?
Yeah.
And then still have that situation happen. Like,
yeah, here's the thing too. Seth beats Roman, it's electric. Like, I think everybody in the crowd wants that to happen.
Of course.
Now, we fast forwarded because Money in the Bank hasn't happened, and there could be a cash in, because the Money in the Bank match is going to happen first. This is going to be the main event because you need the element of the cash in to happen.
Right. Exactly.
I don't know. Here's the thing. If Dean Ambrose wins Money in the Bank, I think he cashes in.
Woo! Oh, God. Oh, it's going to be hot.
Anybody else, they don't cash in.
No, they're going to wait it out.
Dean cashes in, we have a triple threat match at SummerSlam between those guys. And Brock is just going to wrestle somebody else. The Shield will have a triple threat match, and that's what it'll be. I would guess that's a possibility. So basically, the main event has a contingency plan with that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but assuming Dean doesn't win Money in the Bank, Roman Reigns to me probably will beat Seth Rollins.
Right.
I think because that makes him the official champion. He's not the official champion yet until he beats Seth Rollins. And I think the WWE wants Roman Reigns to be the champion. That was the thing. He was going to beat Rollins before Rollins got hurt. Roman was supposed to beat it. I think right now we have to make him the champ so he will beat Seth Rollins.
I think so too. I don't know. This is tough for me to even try to comprehend and think about. Like, I don't know. Because a part of me really is, I'm not going to lie, I'm really behind Seth right now. I am. I'm so rooting for Seth right now. But it's not because I don't want Roman to be champion. That's not it. It's just, I really want there to be another element to this. You know how Seth never really lost the title. So it's exciting to me to see him with the belt again and for someone else to kind of fight. But it just doesn't, I know that's not going to happen. I know it's somewhere in me, I know that's just not going to happen. That's not going to win this match. But it's going to continue to be his fight for the belt because he never necessarily lost it, you know? And I feel like he's going to ride that out for as long as he can. Until the belt is back around his waist, pretty much. So, I'm excited for that match because of those simple facts. So, and aside, no one wants Roman to retain. No one wants to continue to see him champion.
When has the WWE cared about what people want?
They never cared. Well, they haven't cared recently. I mean, there was one point in time in life where they actually cared. But now, nah. Now, they don't care. So.
Yeah.
So. But, Money in the Bank. The ladder match itself.
All right. I'm going to give you a contingency top, 3. Jericho, because I believe Jericho should win this match. I believe Jericho should have the Money in the Bank briefcase. And because he goes away and comes back, he can cash in at some random time when nobody's thinking about it, right?
Right.
Like him and the briefcase could go away for 3 months and you don't know what's going to happen. And then, bam, he shows up at a surprise Raw and cashes in. And you're off and running. 2, Dean Ambrose. I mean, because he's Dean Ambrose and people think he should be the man, right?
Right.
3, Kevin Owens. Because I think he's the perfect cash-in candidate. Kevin Owens has that aura about him that says, I can steal this thing. And I think he'd have a good run with the title. I think putting the belt on Owens would make the internet go crazy. But I think he would have a very solid run and eventually return face. Those are my 3. What you got?
Okay. So, personally, okay. You talked about why those 3 would win. I'm going to bring up something that I'm going to bring up the other side of this and talk about why the other 3 won't win. So, Cesaro, we know Vince just doesn't believe that he can do it. It's already been put out there in so many ways. We see it. We already know this is not going to happen. Even though I think he'll be a wonderful candidate to have that briefcase. Sammy, I don't think is ready yet. Personally, I don't think Sammy's ready yet, and I don't think that this is place for him. This category is the place for him just yet, as far as title goes, like the title goes. Alberto, as has already been stated earlier in the show, has fizzled out a little bit. So, of course, there's not going to be the Alberto Del Rio with the contract. Like, this is not going to happen. Now, instead of talking about why the other three are top candidates, I'm going to give my ultimate top candidate, which would be Dean Ambrose. And the reason why I say Dean Ambrose is because of the element of surprising either Seth or Roman at any given time. The element, Dean already has the I don't care attitude, right? And he's already like this anxious, jubilantly crazy person. So imagine adding a contract to where he can get this title match whenever he wants to this. I think it's golden. I think it's golden, and I think that they think it's golden, and I think that this is a perfect thing to do. But, of course, that doesn't mean that, theory will turn into reality. So, I can't sit here and be like, yay, that's not just yet. That actually has to be the case. But personally, I feel like that would be the Money in the Bank winner. Not just because of what happened on Raw, not just because... I just think that it's time that Dean is even, like, that close to all of this happening. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready for that. I mean, Kevin's nice, but I don't think that it's... I just really don't think that we're ready for Kevin to have that kind of leverage just yet. And I mean, Jericho will be awesome just because it'll be a lot of hilarity involved in this somewhat, but Dean's my guy. I love Dean, and I definitely think that he's going to be the winner of the Money in the Bank. Like, Dean's going to have that briefcase. And he might not cash it in that night. He might not cash it in that next week and next month. But trust and believe, he's going to keep you on your toes with it. It ain't going to be just, I really seriously think Dean will just do kind of retarded stuff like fake run-ins and, I'm going to pop up from under the ring, it's just something ridiculous like that. Like, but it's going to be funny, and it's going to be nerve-wracking because you're just never going to know, like, when exactly it's going to happen. So who knows? He could wait till that exact moment when, like, Roman, if Roman still holds the title longer than, a month or two, like, there'll be that exact moment where he just cashes it in and he's like, damn. And then Roman gets his dirty deeds and he's just champion. Like, I personally think that would be like a perfect scenario in my mind, but things don't necessarily happen like that, so who knows. But yeah, I'm ready. Dean Ambrose Asylum. I need one of those shirts. I really need to get one of those shirts. Seriously.
And with that is the Money in the Bank preview. Be sure to watch Sunday. Check it out. Compare our notes to what we said. And see what happens. We will be live tweeting throughout the pay-per-view. And we'll probably be back Monday with a recap of the show. And with that, we are out. Peace.
Bye.